In this home workout, we're going to be doing a balance of upper body strength training and lower body flexibility. So we'll start with 5 rounds of strength training for the chest, back, and shoulders, paired with stretching for the hip flexors and hamstrings. Then we'll do 4 rounds of a supplementary circuit for rotator cuff strengthening exercises, shoulder stability, and core work. Click the link in the description to download the full program card. Here we go for the warm-up, everybody. The Yanni's down doing horizontal running. Of course, you can do any cardio movement that you would like to do. We also do high knees or stepping and punching or squat jumps or burpees or even just air squats, body weight squats, anything that gets your heart rate up. You can see Yanni's transitioned to burpees now. But we really want to go for it here. Your best effort for 60 seconds. The idea is that you are really warmed up, that your heart rate is pumping, that the blood is pumping through your body. And there's a whole lot of things that go on when you do high intensity cardio like this to start your workout off. It prepares the body. It sends all the right signals through the system to say, we're about to do a workout now. Gets the blood from the organs down into the muscles, into the ends of your arms and legs where you need it. Finishing strong, everybody. We're almost done. 60 seconds is almost over. Keep it going. Well done. Okay, standing up and getting into some spine mobility. So we'll start with the neck a little bit here. Just a few gentle neck circles, changing directions. Great work. Now we're doing full spine circles here. So full spine circles. So we're going from the hips right up to the head. You want to make sure that your head moves more than everything else when you do these spine circles. So when you lean back, you really lean right back, going all the way around. And now Yanni's doing some of these lateral torso leans. So trying to isolate the movement to the shoulders. Few spine waves here. These ones are definitely more challenging and take a little bit of time to get used to, but you'll get better at them over time. So just do your best effort for the spine waves. Now we're down into the wrist routine. So down on the ground, we're just going side to side, leaning forward, just warming up the wrists a little bit. Now we're going on the back of the hands. Make sure those elbows are straight. You want to keep the elbows straight, pushing the hands firmly into the ground so the whole back of the hand is flat on the ground. Now turn the hands out and you're leaning back a little bit towards the body. Make sure the palms are flat on the ground, side to side. Then we turn the hands in, keep the elbows straight, lean back and go side to side. Now we do a few wrist circles. Try to keep the arms still and just move the wrist both directions, change directions. Great work. Now we're doing a couple of first knuckle push-ups. So you want to keep the elbows as straight as you can here and keep the thumb off the ground. Try to keep the shoulders over the hands. Okay, now we're doing wrist rocks, wrist push-ups. So just go down onto the wrist and then push back up. Finger push-ups. All of these exercises here are just to switch on the muscles, get the body primed for the upper body workout that we're about to do. Okay, now we're doing wrist rocks to finish off the wrist routine. Okay, now finger pulls, palms on the ground, pulling the fingers right up towards you. Okay, now a couple of elbow flicks like this. Make sure you really flick quite fast on the way out when you do it, and then you can change directions as well. Okay, closed kinetic chain circles, hands together, circling the elbows, but keeping the hands still. So the hands are on the ground. Then change directions. And now we're doing the shoulder routine. So we're going to pull the arms back and do small circles as the arms come up above the head. Keep the elbows straight, And once the arms get right up, we're going to change directions with the circles. So now we're going to change directions and go back down, but you're always trying to pull your arms back so that you're getting a really nice range of motion, especially for the chest muscles, the anterior deltoids, the biceps. Okay, now we're just gently pulling the arms back as we slowly come up. So this is an activation drill for the scapular stabilizers. Right up above the head, and now really big circles, and we want to make sure as we go forward, we're going to protract the shoulder blades, then we're going to depress, then retract, and then elevate the shoulders, keeping the elbows straight, going through full range of motion with the shoulder, and that of course includes the shoulder blades. Great work. Now we change directions. Full range of motion, protracting, elevating, retracting, and depressing. If you're not sure what those that terminology is, just ask us in the Facebook group and we'll help you. It is, we talk about it through the tutorials a little bit as well. You'll learn more about it as you go on with your journey with us, with the UMS. And this one is just loosening up the arms, so we're just standing up and really just swinging the hips from side to side. Yanni's not thinking about his shoulders there. Okay, and now we're just flicking the arm down just to get some blood circulating through the arm, changing sides. All right, now we're getting down for our core activation, laying on the ground, hollow body hold. If you can't do the full hollow body hold, you'll just do a bent knee, but you must have your lower back pushed firmly into the ground, and you're going to keep the knees straight, arms straight, shoulders up off the ground, so you're really activating the core here. Now we go to the side, we're doing the side dish. Keep the elbows straight on the lower arm, keep the ear touching the shoulder, lift your legs off the ground and lift your shoulder off the ground, so you're really using the obliques, the muscles in the side of your core. Now we're going down to the arch body hold. Arms straight, legs straight, lifting the arms up as high as you can, lifting the legs up off the ground several inches. And onto the other side for the side dish. Keep that elbow straight, keep the ear touching the shoulder. Great work, tribe. Well done. Let's get into your workout. Welcome to the phase 2 bent arm strength workout for the UMS home workouts. So we're going to start with just a couple of warm-up reps. We've just done our general warm-up, but because we're doing a harder progression, we're going to just do a couple of reps of push-ups because I'm doing protracted push-ups in this workout. And we'll just do a few reps of the neutral grip towel-assisted pull-ups. Okay, because in this workout we're doing a pronated grip. Now remember that with these pull-ups, what I highly recommend when you start investing in a home gym, the first thing that you invest in is somewhere where you can do pull-ups. So something that anyone can do is you can get those door-mounted pull-up bars and you can hang a set of gymnastics rings. But if you've got somewhere you can hang gymnastics rings, then just do that. I think you can see my gymnastics rings and you can see these ropes I've got here. And remember this as well, that when we're doing this workout, just because I'm doing the protracted push-up doesn't necessarily mean that's what you do. You always choose the progression that is right for you. And so I'll just get my workout ready here. And you can have a look. When I choose my progression here, you know, I can choose the progression based on what my ability is. So you must be able to do at least 3 quality reps. And because the protracted push-up is quite challenging, I'm only going to be doing 3 reps. All right, here we go. So I'm going to do a workout that is going to be Most suitable for people that are doing protracted push-ups for their first time, because these are a really challenging exercise to do properly, and quality is the only thing that matters. Okay, so here we go. Maintain that protraction with the 3-second eccentric back up. Proper scapular push-up. Now maintain the protraction. Push up. Nice. So, I was recording my reps. It's so important that you only work with quality. So if you can do 3 reps where you do a proper scapular push-up, maintain that protraction for a 3-second eccentric, so you're maintaining the protracted shoulder blades. If you can do 3 reps, then it's a viable exercise, and then we can use progressive overload. So onto the single leg good morning. Okay, we're just going to one hand on the lower back so we can feel if we're rounding in the lower back, which we don't want to do. This is all about creating an eccentric contraction in the hamstrings through full range of motion. So eccentric contractions are very, very good for not only strengthening the muscles, but lengthening them as well. So creating flexibility and strength at the same time. Change sides. So you're standing on the one foot. The non-working leg is doing absolutely nothing. It touches the ankle, but you can't stand on your foot or rest weight on your ankle. That's cheating. That's creating assistance. Okay. And you just do between 5 and 8 reps of these. Okay. Now we're into our pull-ups. And we've got, in this phase, we're going to be doing a pronated grip assisted towel pull-up. So I'm really thinking of, after I pull the shoulders back and down, pulling my elbows down to my hips, keeping the shoulders depressed as I go through the eccentric phase, lowering down slowly, really trying to get some tension in the muscles. I think I might have gotten a towel that's a little bit too weak for my body weight, because it felt like it was almost tearing then, but that's okay. So this is the best way I've found to be able to do pulling exercises at home if you don't have any equipment. That's really, really good. Now into the couch stretch. And while I'm doing the couch stretch, I'll record my reps here. Tuck the hips forward, push back. Okay, so 5 reps for the single leg good mornings. So you can see here, if you have a look at this on my app, so if I've got a pull-up bar, I can jump in here and choose, you know, whichever pull-up progression suits me. So, you know, I can do jumping pull-ups, I can do eccentric pull-ups. This is the order in which you progress to being able to do full pull-ups. I can do supinated grip pull-ups, or then I can choose, you know, my more advanced pull-up progressions. So, you know, I'm doing the towel assisted pull-up in this workout, so I'll keep it on that. And then for my couch stretch, I'm getting 30 seconds. Get back to the start. I'll change sides now. So my favorite way, like the recommended way that I use the UMS app, that I mean, I don't use the follow along workouts because it's me talking, so I don't need that. But if you do use the follow along workouts, a lot of our senior students, they have a second device. So they use one device where they play this follow along video that you're watching now, and then they have another device where they're using it the way I am to log sets and reps. Now, if you've only got one device, you could just do like pen and paper, and then so you watch the follow along workout, and then at the end of the workout you just log all your sets and reps. That's another way to do it. There's many different ways that you can play around with it. So remember, we've got 10 seconds left before we start round 2. Quality is the only thing that matters. If you can't do 3 reps of the protracted push-up with good quality, then keep doing push-ups or even push-ups on your knees, okay? So we've got to do a good scapular push-up, protract all the way, keep the elbows above the wrists for a 3-second eccentric, back up, and then we go again. So elbows above the wrists, squeezing the elbows into the side, back up. Now, when you do this exercise, and with all of these exercises, the goal is to get up to 8 or 9 reps per set. Let's record my reps. And once you can do your 8 or 9 reps for all 5 sets, that's when you progress to the next progression. And we use progressive overload to get there. So I'll just do my single leg good mornings. So if I do 5 sets of 3 reps, in my next workout, I'll try 4 reps. But if I only get 4 reps for the first 2 sets and then 3 reps for the last 3 sets, then I'll keep working on 4 reps until I get 4 reps for all sets. And then you go to 5 reps. And that's how you use progressive overload with calisthenics. That's how you get better. One of the biggest problems people do is they're not being deliberate with their workouts and they're just going to failure. So you don't go to failure in the first round, because if you go to failure in the first round, you can't maintain that same quality and the same volume in all the rounds afterwards. And when you can't do that, you're not using progressive overload. All you're doing is turning up and just doing max effort. And it's very hard to progress that way. When you use progressive overload intelligently, you will see improvement. Guaranteed. That's how adaptation works. So it's really, really important to be deliberate with what you're doing. You don't just kind of go, oh, I kind of did 4 reps, I think. You really deliberately record exactly what it is that you did. So, you know, I just did 5 reps. I'll come over, record my 5 reps. Now I'm onto my pull-ups. So really think of pulling the shoulders back and down, keeping that pronated grip, and then getting the elbows down to the ribs so you really get a feeling in the lats. I've definitely got myself a towel. It's gonna tear, I think. So you're gonna watch me. I'm gonna have to transition to using my ropes. So do yourself a favor. Don't use an old tea towel like what I did. I should have got a new tea towel. I thought to myself, I'll get an old tea towel so that my wife doesn't get upset at me, but it's not holding my weight. So you want to make sure you set yourself up properly. But that's okay. You can see how, you know, the recommendation would be to progress to full pull-ups. Well, to progress to being able to do proper pull-ups using the progressions that I listed before. So I'll just finish my workout doing the pull-ups on the ropes there so that I still stay in the shot for you guys and you can still see what I'm doing. And this is how the UMS works. You know, the workout format, you know, is for this workout, it's push-pull for the upper body and hip flexors, hamstrings for the lower body stretch. So that's a format. But there's all these different progressions you can use. Like I can just swap this hip flexor stretch out for a more advanced one or an easier one. And same with the pull-ups. I can just swap the towel assisted pull-up for my full pull-ups over there. There's so many different ways that you can adjust the workout based on your level of ability, based on your strength, based on your equipment availability. And the, you know, this is the, oops, there we go, 30 seconds. Okay. All right, 14 seconds left before we start round 3. Get this cable for the microphone in here. Remember, team, quality is what matters. Index fingers facing forward, shoulder width apart to keep the scapula depressed, elbows straight, full scapular push-up. Hold the protraction, 3-second eccentric. Back up, and again. So honestly, one of the biggest mistakes, or I call my wet reps, that people make with calisthenics is that they try to progress too quickly. If you're new to calisthenics, and you did finished phase 1 for 4 weeks, doing push-ups or push-ups on your knees, whatever you were doing, I would not expect that you can do protracted push-ups yet. It takes time to adapt, and it's normal to be on one progression for several months with calisthenics. That is not abnormal. And it's up to you, and this is why in the UMS app we've got the coaching forum. You know, if you're wondering if you're ready for the next progression, post a video of yourself and I'll give you some feedback. That's what we do in there. So if you post your best effort on the 5th set, we always want to see the 5th set so I can see what you've been able to maintain over 5 sets. And then I have a look at that and I can tell you if you're ready to go to the next progression or not. So I'm on the other leg now. This is a really good exercise, this one, because it's not just working flexibility and you know, eccentric contractions like what I explained before, but what you're also doing, because you create instability by standing on one leg, you're really challenging the hamstring in a way that is much more realistic to real life activity, where, you know, we're not just in this stable platform. You know, if we're running and jumping or whatever, there's a lot of direction change, a lot of weight change that occurs. Just make sure the camera's got the ropes in the shot. Looks like it does. I'll have to bring it up a bit. Okay, here we go. So you can see I stop a little bit before failure so that I've still got some left in the tank for the next round. Woo! So this pace that we work at in the UMS, it's really beneficial because you can see I'm out of breath. So there's a bit of cardio going on. Clearly it's not the same as doing a HIIT circuit or a run, but it's got my heart rate elevated. But even if we're not talking about the cardiovascular response, what that does for blood flow, circulation, nervous system fatigue, those things all mean increased flexibility. Harder for your nervous system to contract the muscles and resist the stretch, which is what limits flexibility. So it's a really, really efficient way to train. I think one of the biggest mistakes being made in the fitness industry, because mobility is like the new CrossFit, you know, everybody's doing it. But it's being treated as a separate workout, which I'm sure works for fitness influencers and people that are fitness professionals, you know, to do 2 workouts in a day or do. But if you're like me, I'm 45. I've got a wife and son upstairs. I can hear them banging around. You know, I run a business planning to do 2 workouts a day, and that's like what you think you're going to do long term. When you're someone that's got a mortgage, family, things like that, it's just not sustainable. It's not something that we can. Got to record my reps quickly. it's not something that we can sustain long term when you've got commitments. And so this way of doing it all in one workout is by far the most efficient way that I've found. All right, here we go, round 4. So let's depress the scapula, elbows straight, good scapular push up, hold the protraction, 3-second eccentric, keep the elbows above the wrists at all times. Nice. Whew. Okay. Single leg good mornings. Almost there, team. Round 4. And then we're going to do our supplementary circuit. I'll do one more. There's 6 in this round. 6, okay. Changing sides. So the reason I'm holding my lower hand, my hand on my lower back, sorry, is I'm doing like the hang 10 symbol with my little finger on my tailbone and my thumb on my lumbar vertebrae, and I'm making sure that I don't feel a curve, a rounding, which means that the movement is coming, you know, from the pelvis, from the femur in the pelvis, and that's what we want. We want to really get those hamstrings going. Whew. What did I do? I did 6 there, didn't I? Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Into my whoops, didn't record last round. Okay, couch stretch. So if you didn't know, 30-second holds are enough to see significant improvements in flexibility. Research shows that holding more than 30 seconds, you see a diminishing return on investment. But multiple sets delivers higher return on investment, which is good because you can train like this and just do 30-second holds each round, but do 5 rounds of it, and you get a really, really good return on investment. And we're getting there, team. Looking good. Oh, got a few beads of sweat coming down my forehead. Good stuff. It's funny, when we sold Unity Gym, so we're a 100% online business now. When we sold Unity Gym, it was an easy transition for me because we'd already developed our home workouts during COVID. So I just adapted what I do to my home workouts, and then I gradually built my home gym out. So I started with the pull-up bar. It's the first thing I got. You can't see it in the shot, but I've got my pull-up bar over there. But because I'm filming this as a home workout for you guys, I did it with no equipment. And of course my T-tail broke on me, so I had to start using my ropes. But yeah, and I started with my pull-up bar, and then I built it out, and I got dumbbells next. Then I got a bench next, an incline bench. And I went from there. 5 seconds, team. Last round. Here we go. All right, so the reason why we do that protracted push-up is because holding the scapula in protraction is really important for handstand push-ups, and the next progression after this is where we start working on pike push-ups. And so the idea of this is to really learn how to hold that protraction as you come down and back up through your pike push-up movement. All right, last set. So that's why it's such a good exercise. Really prepares you for that pike push-up before we start getting into the more advanced handstand push-up progressions. I've lost count. I think that's 5. Okay. It's all about this eccentric contraction, going as far as you can go. Woo, nice work. All right, 5 reps. And pull-ups. I might just give myself 30-second break. What I try and do is, when I'm doing my workouts, so obviously I'm working on harder progressions than this in my programming, I do my flexibility work straight after the strength work so that I try and give myself a little bit of a break just before I do the strength work, especially with something like pull-ups where you're lifting your full body weight. It's good to just have a little bit of a break before you do your pull-ups. So I'll give myself another 10 seconds. All right, here we go, team. Last round of pull-ups. Give it everything you got. I'll show you a way that you can force progression as well on the last round. You can do a rest pause. So I've just got 6 reps, rest 10 seconds, try one more rep. I can go again, rest 10 seconds, try one more rep. I'd still record 6 reps because that's what I got in my set. But what I'm doing here is because I don't need my strength for another set, I can go to complete failure, and it's a way to force progression if you're stuck behind a plateau. So if you're plateauing, you know, and you've been stuck on 4 reps in your pull-ups for weeks and you're not getting better, because you should be able to use progressive overload pretty much every week or every second week. So if you can't, that's a really good way to get that extra volume in. Because if you were, let's say I did 4 reps on every set, 5 sets, that's 20 reps. And I did that for 2 or 3 workouts. But then I did those extra 2 reps, that's 22 reps in a workout. And that is a way to force progression safely, you know, because I was still able to maintain good technique. Things didn't go out the window. It's a really good way to get better, and Understanding how to use progressive overload and use these ways of forcing adaptation is really critical for seeing consistent progress. All right, team, well done. Let's get into the supplementary circuit. All right, team, for the supplementary circuit, we're doing a seated external rotation from the knee. Of course, if you can't do this one yet, you still just do the lying external rotation. And I'm going to show you, I'll just start the timer here. Okay, we're starting in 10 seconds. I'll do my first round using something that any of you will have at home, which is a bottle of liquid. Okay, so that can give me, up to 1 kilo of weight. Okay, here we go. 2, 3, up. So this is where, you can do this at home. You can do this with this, like a bottle of equipment or a stone or something. But a set of light dumbbells is the next investment after somewhere to do your pull-up exercises, a bar or some gymnastics rings. It's the next investment, and it's pretty inexpensive. To get like from 2 pounds to 10 pounds, or in the metric system, like 1 kilo to 5 kilos, which is more than enough for most people. To get that kind of set of dumbbells, it's pretty inexpensive. And it's a really, really good investment, because these exercises are so, so valuable for your UMS training, for your shoulder health. We're training the rotator cuff muscles here, the deeper shoulder stabilization muscles that are really, really important to keep in balance with your prime movers, the outer unit muscles, the pecs, the lats, the deltoids, the biceps, the triceps, the big outer unit prime mover muscles. So having a set of light dumbbells is something that you will use a lot in your UMS workouts. And it's very hard, almost really impossible to do good bicep and tricep work without dumbbells. You can do it with gymnastics rings, but they're not as good as with dumbbells. And now, I'm going to move this over here. We're going to do our core exercise. We're doing a straddle hollow body hold in this phase. So this time I come up like this, okay? So it's more demand on the abs because the legs are further away from the body, the center of the body. All right, put that microphone there. Okay, and now I bend the knees if I want to regress it. So this is the easier version. So if this is too hard for you, you just bend your knees. All right, and now we're going to continue with the prone floor slide, because I've never met anyone yet that needs less than 4 weeks or less of this exercise. You can progress, just choose the alternate exercise from the drop-down menu if you need to, if you want to go to a harder version. But most people that I've worked with need several phases working on this one. So we want to make sure that everything in the body's relaxed, except the muscles in the upper back, and we're keeping the scapula depressed at all times while you're really working on this movement. Almost there. All right, nice work. Okay, I forgot to record my weights there. Okay, did 8 reps. I did 40 seconds, and I'll record the rest after this. Now I'm going to grab my weight for this set so you can see me do it the way I'd prefer to. So this is just a 2.5 kilo weight. Okay. So this is, I think it's about 5.5 or 6 pounds. Keeping the shoulder depressed at all times. Controlling the eccentric. Six, 7, 8. All right, let's get back to, oops, so what have I got, 2.5. I did 8 reps, and I did 5 reps there. Okay, other side, getting ready. Okay, scapula depressed. One. 2. See, this is at my house. At my home gym, I don't actually have dumbbells below 3 kilos. So I've got these little weight plates that are from 0.5 kilo up to 2.5 kilos. So this is my way of, you know, using lighter than a 3 kilo weight, which works well. Works fine for me. Oh yeah, I've recorded that. All right. Oh, I just worked through the rest period, didn't I? Whoops. So straight into it. Sorry guys, I got distracted. All right. Okay, last one for round 2. Sorry, sometimes I get distracted when I'm doing these follow-alongs and I'm trying to give you guys instructions. Okay. Here we go, scapula depressed. Sliding those, if you can only get to here before your scapula elevates, then that's all you do. You only work the range where you maintain scapular depression, and it is hard. When I started, I could not get as far as I do now. That's really normal. Okay, it's really important that you focus on quality here. Keep it going. We're almost there. Nice work. Woo. Okay. Sorry, I know that the microphone's probably pretty muffled when I'm down there doing that, but it is what it is. Okay, here we go. Nice. Big mistake people make with external rotations from the knee is that they change the angle in the elbow when they lower down, like they straighten the arm as they go down. That's a no-no. So if you watch, when I go down, my hand actually comes closer to my body because I maintain that 90-degree angle in the elbow. See that at the bottom? Whereas the mistake is that people do this. See the difference? Big mistake. right, there we go. You always do the weak side first, always. The way that you work out imbalances in the body is by doing the weak side first, and then you do the same weight, same reps on the strong side. It feels like the weak side got its ass kicked, and it feels like the strong side you barely got started. And that's how you overcome imbalances. So if this is too easy, you've got to be able to keep your lower back firmly on the ground, okay? If it's too easy, you do the bent knee rock, and if that's still too easy, you do the straddle rock. It's much harder. And if it's too hard, you do the bent knee hold. All right, there we go. And you don't have to do the full 40 seconds. You record what you do with good quality. When your lower back starts coming off the ground, that's it. That's the end of your set. Only quality matters. Very, very important with everything that you do. Here we go. Keep the scapula depressed at all times. We're training the scapular stabilizers here, the inner unit of the shoulder. Massive, massive value in all upper body work. This was a huge part of getting better at pull-ups, rows, handstands, all of it. Nice work. One round left. Everybody. Woo. I can put my weight in there because I know what weight I'm going to do. Here we go, team. Last round, let's get it done. All right, nice work everybody. Okay, we've got my 8 reps done. Get ready for the second side. Okay. Here we go. All right, nice one. Woo! Okay. All right, almost done, team. Less than 2 minutes to go. Don't slacken off before the workout's finished. Got to get it all done. Oh. Okay, we're almost there. I always like to be ready before the timer goes so that you get the full time in. Now, remember what I said. If you can only do 15 seconds before your lower back starts coming off the ground, that's when you stop, okay? But if you don't start when the timer starts, I find people fall behind in the workout, and it just cultivates a really positive mindset that you need for working out, which is that you really are ready when it's time to do the work. It's really important. Woo! All right, well done, team. Let's get ready for the last one. Okay. All right, last exercise, everybody. Here we go. Keep working, team. Come on. Nice work, everyone. Great effort. Good on you. So we just record our last set. Now, if you want to see another one of my home workouts, this is one of our beginner workouts. If you want to see one of the home workouts that I'm working on at the moment, you can click or tap the screen there and you'll see me using my home gym here for at my level. And yeah, if you like the video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. I post daily content like this, and I'll see you in that next video.